Joining me right now to talk about this deal is the CEO and founder of Infido, Tanmay Jain, and one of his investors, Ritesh Malik, founder of Oyo acquired Innovate. Gentlemen, thank you so much for speaking to us on Startup Street. Tanmay, let me start by talking to you. Apart from Y Combinator coming on board, the list that I just called out, it has a lot of reputed individuals, founders, CEOs who are backing now your startup. What made them come on board and bet their money on you?
Well, thank you so much, Megha. I think something I've had an affinity for from day one is to actually respect entrepreneurs and investors who've actually started companies. So even though we had a lot of investor interest, my priority was to bring in folks who can actually help me grow the story. And I think one of the biggest reasons why they came on board is as CEOs themselves, they could relate with the problem. For example, Ritesh at Oyo, even if you take Piyush at Lenskart, you mentioned Byju's earlier today, they all use Amber and they relate with the problem because they face it on ground zero, which is essentially how do you deal with employee health, how do you deal with employee performance and so on and so forth as your company scales up. But I think that's number one. Number two, of course, is the fact that we're cash flow positive and we've tried to maintain that for the last 4 years. It's only because of COVID that this year we had to sort of get some reserves and scale into Southeast Asia at a time where nobody would think about scale.
Yeah. Okay. The fact that you said that some of these investors have been your customers, and in fact, Ritesh, who's with us on this panel, is one of them. He has himself used the product, and what Amber is, we'll talk about that in just a bit. But Ritesh, same question to you. What made you turn from a customer to an investor when it comes to Infido?
So Megha, I invest in product-first companies. Having used Amber, I know the kind of value we have extracted out of intelligence which the platform offers. It gives you a massive clarity and a wide perspective across the workforce, which indeed helps you take better decisions, especially for stakeholders who are not able to actually see from the bottom up. So I believe, and of course, it's all about the founder. Tanmay is one of the most passionate, product-focused people I know of. I still remember our first meeting, and it actually lasted for almost 4.5 hours, and it was fabulous. And I believe that in a post-COVID world where the workforce would be more disintegrated, it would be more hybrid and not assimilated in a particular office, I believe that HR NPS, the net promoter score of a company, of the way it treats its employees and their welfare, would be at the epicenter of every decent company on the planet. And I believe that adoption of platforms like Infido would increase in the future.
All right. Trust Ritesh to become your cheerleader and narrate, a young founder's story that passionately. But let's not keep our viewers guessing. Amber essentially is Infido's employee experience bot, which essentially helps in HR functions like measuring employee engagement, analyzing individual employee and organizational sentiment, and even predicting attrition. So, Tanmay, I will let you do the explaining and tell us how it works.
So it's pretty simple, right? In 2016, we had this idea, what if we have an individual who would speak to, say, all 10,000 employees at Oyo or any other company out there and understand how employees feel at an individual level. And then, of course, at the end of it, go back to CEOs, CHROs, and tell them who is happy, who is not happy, which function to focus on, which location to focus on. And of course, interestingly, we realized that HR business partners and HR people were actually doing this job, where the average ratios were 500:1. So for every 500 employees, you had one HR person trying to do this. And we all know how HR has got a bad name over the last few years as an undervalued function, struggling to do their work because of the lack of solutions in the market. So how Amber works is, number one, we've designed Amber to be present as a friend. And a friend is always there in your special moments, in your tough moments, whether it's your 1-year anniversary, 3 months at a company, a manager change, a project change, a location change, or any other such moment where you might be at distress or you're most likely to leave. Number two, of course, is the fact that the whole thing doesn't have to be a survey, right? Because your friend is not a survey. Like, your friend doesn't send a survey when you're feeling low. So Amber has to have a conversation where she remembers what you said last time. She'll say, Megha, last time you had a problem with your manager. Has that changed? Right? So of course, she can actually work on the dynamics at CNBC with you, with Shireen and everybody else, and create an individualized report, which is where I'll come to step 3 and the last one, where the CEOs themselves every single day get a detailed report on who is unhappy, who is most likely to leave, and the exact reasons why. And of course, at a group level, they can consolidate, cut by function. Maybe Bangalore tech individuals, women who joined in the last 3 months are unhappy because of XYZ reasons. There are diversity gaps, gender gaps, performance gaps. Everything comes to you on a real-time basis vis-a-vis annual engagement surveys, because most of these companies are used to surveys from Gallup or Aon Hewitt or Taz Watson, where I think most of the employees were sick of it. Like once a year, you get 100 questions. And it's ridiculous how transactional the exercise had become, where all employees were treated the exact same way. So our mission, to summarize, has been to make the voice of every employee feel heard and valued at an individual level, as a friend who remembers what you said and actually cares about you. So it's an employee-first solution, not just a product-first solution, if I were to pitch it that way.
Well, thanks for making that personal, throwing my name, my manager's name, and putting Amber in that equation. And I think that's how you probably pitch your product. But, you know, I think I have enough bots tracking me at this point. Wouldn't know if I have Amber tracking me at my workplace as well. But Ritesh, let me ask you, you know, the fact that there has been a massive shift when it comes to remote work, and it's actually worked in Infido's favor. Do you think that the company or the startup would have managed to attract the kind of investors it has had it not been for the COVID-19 pandemic or the lockdown? Would this still have been an attractive proposition for you to bet on?
So we've been talking to, I've been talking to Tanmay for a long time now, and I took the call of investing almost, I think 9 to 10 months back. So I don't think COVID, it would have necessarily changed or impacted the decision when it comes to making the investment. And I also believe that in companies, this is an opportunity where this is a massive problem, because in companies who have headcounts of over 100 to 150, the key stakeholders who actually make an impact, they are not able to hear the voice of their employees. And as they say, you first take care of your employees and your employees take care of your customers. Their voice is not getting echoed in the right ears, and that will actually create a lot of impact for that particular company. So that was the sole reason, and of course Tanmay being the salesman he is which actually motivated personally to actually invest in Feed.
Saw that. Yes, we saw that. We saw a glimpse of that right now on Startup Street. But Tanmay, before I wrap up this conversation, the fact that you are one of the few companies which is a part of the summer batch of Y Combinator's 2020 batch, talk to us about how this batch is going to be different from the previous years. Of course, I'm assuming this is going to be remote, but help us understand how you're going to be working with Y Combinator this time around.
I think one of the best things that Y Combinator brought us this year was the fact that it's remote, because I was not inclined towards going to the Bay Area because it's all based in India. So the fact that it's remote, where everything can be done from our desk while being close to our teams in Delhi, Gurgaon, I think that was amazing. But that's the obvious bit, right? The bit that's not obvious is that this year on demo day, where only 500,000 investors used to come, the predicted number of investors is about 2,000 investors, because demo day is 100% online. And just to summarize, demo day is essentially an event where all YC startups of the batch get to pitch together. And since we're all pitching together, all the 2,000 investors are going to be watching us live on 24th of August, as far as I remember. So the fact that there are so many startups that can join YC because it's virtual, and the investors can also come because it's virtual, I think that's amazing.
Okay, well, good luck for the demo day, and good luck for that. And hopefully YC would be using your product very soon to manage the kind of traffic that they have been, or they will be seeing this time around. But Tanmay and Ritesh, thank you so much for being with us on Startup Street. We wish you the very best.